There's 7 days left until the presidential election 2016, and the Hillary campaign is getting even more bizarre. It's beyond strange. First, Hillary shows up in a Miami bar at 11 o'clock in the morning. Sunday morning, she goes to a bar. And they put it on the news. And she's shaking hands with like 3 people. I gave her a little extra credit here in my video. I said it was 5 people. Go check it out. Now, I was wondering, is she depressed because this wiener popped into her campaign just before the election? I mean, folks, it's 24/7 wiener world all over the media. The reporters can't talk about anything else. They've got wiener on the brain. The Hillary campaign is no longer the Hillary campaign. It's the wienery campaign. All right? This has taken over the 24-hour news cycle. This is the most bizarre thing I've ever seen. This woman is running for president, and this thing pops up. So I couldn't figure out why. So check out my theory here. Is this wiener scandal, is it intended to help her by distracting from her treason, from her murders, from all the Bill Clinton rapes? Because she's not going to jail. They keep telling us on the news, oh, she's in trouble now, she's in trouble now. Hillary Clinton will never see the inside of a prison ever. So, if they're not going to bust her, why the circus clown? Well, distract from Benghazi. Distract from the real dirt that's still going to come out. They keep telling us she's ahead in the polls. But anyone with eyeballs can see there's nobody at her rallies. For instance, she shows up in Pompano Beach. The New York Times puts it on the cover. What do you see on the left there, on top left? What do you see? What do you see? Yeah, there's Dr. Frankenstein on the right. Okay. There's Dr. Frankenstein shows up. But what do you see? On the cover of the New York Times, what do we see? Trump signs at the Hillary rally. They're screaming at her. They're booing her. They're saying lock her up. They're cheering for Trump at the Hillary rally. They basically ran her out of Pompano Beach, Florida. What else do we notice at the bottom of your screen? What do we notice? That's right. Her hand is clenched in a bizarre position. Look at her fingers. Look at her ring finger. Folks, take your hand, stick out your hand right now, point out your index finger like she's got, and then try to tuck your ring finger in between your other 2 fingers. Try to clench your ring finger. It's just a seriously unnatural position. This is a bizarre position. What's going on here? Well, there's some clenching, there's some finger rolling, more symptoms of Parkinson's disease. She started falling down in 2005, banging her head, breaking her elbow. She's had Parkinson's for over a decade. For more detail on what she's doing with her hand and why she can't control it, check out the videos by Dr. Ted Noel online. He knows all about Parkinson's. So the question is, though, the election's almost here. Is Hillary even trying? Is she even trying, or is she throwing the fight? Because she's missing in action, and when she does show up, look at this. Cuckoo Pants is making Rosie O'Donnell look normal. I mean, this cross-eyed freak, it's something between the Twilight Zone and a Stephen King novel. It's the most bizarre thing anyone's ever seen, and my best theory is she's phoning it in because they're paying her all the money. They're going to give her a couple $2 billion to throw the election, to forfeit. Now, that would make me feel better if I didn't see this video by Bev Harris explaining how the electronic voting machines are rigged all across the country and how they can remotely use fractional voting. They use decimal places to allocate, hey, Bob is going to win 43% of the vote, and Nancy's going to win the rest, and we're going to rig it in advance. So here are the Dominion's a Canadian company. Here are the 4 companies. They've got pretty much every county, almost every county in the country, and they can remotely, mathematically rig the election beforehand by using percentages, allocating percentages, or in real time. Here's Chris. It got even weirder. Okay, all that stuff is weird, but then it got weirder. Yesterday, Chris Matthews, he's been a lifelong Hillary fan, but he comes out and he endorses Trump. After 30 years of carrying water for Hillary and kissing Hillary's butt, Chris Matthews seems to endorse Trump. He's trash-talking Hillary.
Again, do you like the way things are, the way they've been headed in this country? Do you like the continual destruction of our manufacturing base and the jobs that went with it? Do you like the uncontrolled illegal immigration? Do you like this string of stupid wars from Iraq to Libya to Syria? If you want to say yes to all that, you want to keep all this the way it is, vote for Hillary Clinton. If you don't like the way things have been headed, you got a chance to really shake the system to its roots. And if you wake up the day after the election and it's the same as it is today, if it's the same 4 or 5 or 8 years from now, remember you had the chance to change it, but you were too dainty to do it.
What got into Matthews? Did the deep state give the order? Hey, Matthews. Hey, Anderson Cooper. Hey, Wolf Blitzer. Hillary is not viable. She's kook. She's got Parkinson's. She's not going to make it. Turn on her. Turn on her. She's done. She's toast. It's time to flip the tables on Hillary. Folks, if Hillary's never going to jail, but if Hillary doesn't win, if she doesn't steal the election, all these Matt Lauers, Chris Matthews, all these guys are out of a job because they're lying. The only reason they're in business is because the regime has been propping them up, protecting them, while the media spouts, the prostitutes spout fake, phony hoaxes, fake news. The media was dead years ago. If you're curious to find out how they finally died, how they're finally dying, watch my video here, How Sandy Hook Killed TV. Now, there are things you can do. You can bring a camera on election day and you can try to catch the fraudsters rigging the vote, stealing the election. Here's my video. Here are my best tips. All right? Stop vote fraud. How to protect your vote. Watch this. It's my top tips on how to protect your vote. We're never going to see this, folks. Hillary, get it out of your head. Get this out of your head because she's never, ever, 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 ever going to jail. Ever. It will never happen. What we can do is stop focusing on one crook and start dismantling the system that allows crooks to rob us.